Hi, I'm Will Kiffmeyer, an analyst here at One Energy. In this episode of Science Shorts, we're going to talk about an invisible force that affects anything that moves through the air. Parachutes, airplanes, race cars, wind turbines, even this paper airplane. This force is called drag. Let's explore. You may remember from one of our previous science shorts that friction opposes movement when two surfaces are in contact with each other, like this book and table. As I slide the book across the table, friction is pushing back against the book, trying to slow it down. The same goes for paper airplanes in the air. The paper and the air interact with each other just like the book and table. As a paper airplane glides through the air, there is friction that is working to slow it down. Unless you have a way to push the plane forward, it's going to slow down. When air is generating friction on an object, we call it drag. This isn't limited to paper airplanes, of course. All objects that move through the air experience drag. Anything from cars driving down the road, a ball thrown to your friend, or even you, as you move around, experience some sort of drag force from the air. Drag is an opposing force that wants to slow everything down to a standstill. But that's not always a bad thing. If you want things to move as fast as possible at all times, then yes, drag can be, well, a drag. But sometimes we want things to move slower. In those cases, adding drag is a great way to control or limit the speed of something. A good example of this would be a parachute. The main goal of a parachute is to limit or reduce the speed of a falling object. In this case, an egg. Without a parachute, the egg has very little drag that could slow it down, so it falls rapidly and breaks on impact. But with a parachute, the egg experiences an upward force that keeps it from falling too fast, allowing the egg to reach the ground slower and remain intact. Parachutes work by trapping air in their canopy. This restriction in airflow generates large amounts of drag, which pushes upward against the force of gravity, slowing the descent of whatever it is attached to. There are many other ways of altering drag on an object, including changing the shape, the orientation, as well as other factors like surface textures and coatings. If I change the shape of the paper, I can alter its drag forces. The paper that is crumpled up falls straight down, but the unfolded page catches air like a parachute, so the uncrumpled sheet has more drag and falls slower. Or, if I change the orientation of the paper, I can change the drag forces. Once again, the flat horizontal page has large amounts of drag because of its large surface, but the flat vertical page just cuts through the air with very little drag. All of the pages are identical, but how they interact with the air affects the drag forces and how quickly they move through the air. We've seen how drag can affect eggs and papers. What about a bigger example? If you already watched our science short video on lift, you'll know that the wind turbines here work by using the lift force of wind to spin and generate energy. However, in addition to maximizing lift, the turbines are also designed to minimize drag. Keeping the drag forces low on turbine blades means that they can spin and move quickly without getting slowed down by the air it's spinning through. The blades reduce drag in a couple of ways. Reducing sharp edges and flat surfaces makes the blades more aerodynamic. When the blades are spinning, the shape pushing through the air is shaped like the wing of an airplane, which reduces drag. The exterior surface is smooth and weather resistant to reduce friction against the air. These design principles reduce drag and help wind turbines to operate with increased efficiency as they generate energy for our customers. And that's it for today's installment of Science Shorts. I hope it wasn't too much of a drag. Thanks for watching, and remember, challenge everything.